Welcome back, Tarot fam. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner, psychic, and numerologist for over 35 years. And in this video, we are going to take a look at Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau, their numerology, and how their energies are going to intersect for the year of 2026. I did not have them getting together on my 2025 bingo card, so I'm real curious about this myself. I'll see you in a minute. Welcome back, you tarot maniacs. So today we are going to be using numerology and tarot to look at what these two individuals, Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau, can do with the energy that is being handed to them for 2026. Thanks so much for being here. I am going to freak out as we go through this because I think this is a very interesting couple, and I think that their numerology is very curious as well. I hope you do too. Make sure you hit that like button. So before we look at their relationship energy, I want to recap where they are individually. So Katy Perry has a life path of 3 and she has a personal year of 9. So remember, the life path is kind of the climate, the things that we're born with, the things that make us up to be what we are, and the personal year is really the stuff we've been handed, the things that we've been handed. The universal year, which we're all in 2026, year 1, the universal year is the energy that we're doing that in, that we're navigating our personal year in. So Katy Perry, life path of 3, which is creative, expressive, communication energy. Her personal year 9 is about closure, completion, and emotional honesty. And in the reading that I did on her, I think that this is more so about her career, making some changes in her career, than it is about some personal choices. Justin Trudeau has a life path of 1, which is leadership and identity energy. And the year ahead, he's in a personal year 11/2 or year 2, which requires diplomacy, patience, active listening, emotional awareness, those kinds of things. So I think he should back off the politics, stick with what he's decided to do, and kind of feather his nest a little bit more, become a leader in his own home. That was my assertion in Justin's video. But let's see how these energies interact, because when we look at these numbers together, we have very different needs that are operating at the same time for these two individuals. A 9-year wants to finish things, process emotions, let go of things that no longer fit. It's kind of slipping off that snake skin and moving into the next full body that nature has given us. The 2-year wants to maintain balance, preserve relationship, kind of keep one foot in each place. And it avoids unnecessary conflict, or it ignores unnecessary conflict. Neither of these energies are wrong, but they move at very different speeds. While the 9-year is passing and kind of finalizing, and so I want you to think about it as rolling down a hill. Like we're rolling down a hill. We've already gone up, 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 up. You need a lot of energy to get up that hill. When we start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we peak out. And as it's coming down the hill, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 1, we are gaining momentum and kind of speeding toward the established conclusion. So that the 9-year is really has all of this momentum and energy kind of finishing out what they've been working on for a while, where the 2 is just kind of getting started. There's an initial burst of energy on a 1-year, and then the 2, we're kind of finding our pace. That energy is a little bit less less explosive and more kind of the little engine that could. I think I can. So, there's more investment for a 2-year. but Justin really needs to kind of sit down and figure out where he's going. There is much more speed and rocket ship on that 9 energy. So again, numerology doesn't predict endings here. It just kind of shows the conditions. I want to make sure you guys understand that we're really looking at the climate of their relationship. One person in this relationship is emotionally completing a cycle. It's Katy. And the other is navigating sensitivity and diplomacy. So this is going to create tensions around timing, but not necessarily the outcome. It's not depicting that things are going to be bad for them. So we're going to pull a few cards and see what else we can tell them to do about this conflict of energy. So what would strengthen a relationship between two people with these energies in place? What would strengthen the connection under these conditions? So this is actually a good thing. Neither of them getting in the driver's seat with that magician card. Neither of them has all of the tools to navigate the whole year. It is through expressions of love and not being a micromanager, not trying to redirect the other individual's course. There are lots of different courses for people to be on at one time. Those of you with families, you may have one that's applying to college. You may have one that's in college. You may have someone who's retiring. You may have someone who's branching out and doing another business on top of the businesses that she already has. I'm talking about us. You may have one of your people that's writing a book and trying to, get their footing on that. So, which by the way, Greg is almost done with his book. Exciting stuff. I'm very excited. This really, I think Justin is going to have to truly recognize that Katy is reorganizing her career at this point, and that he's going to have to understand that that's going to take a lot of effort and positioning on her part. So he will just have to stand down and be quiet for a little bit. I hate to say that. The phrase "you do you" is kind of rude to say to people. Most people say it in kind of a flip manner, "you do you." But I think that if they adopted this kind of phrase as a couple, they will get into less conflict. So it would be less conflicts between the two of them. What creates pressure and misunderstanding between them? Trying to be too radical in an effort to have some focus on them. So please, dear God, because this spread says we're thinking about eloping. Do not elope. Don't go get married and just be like, surprise, we're married. Like, that is not going to make people like you. A lot of people are under the impression, a lot of celebrities historically have been under the impression that a baby, a wedding will change course of things. We all saw it in the plot of The Birdcage, where the senator was having some issues with a colleague who had gotten into some shady stuff and died during the shady stuff. And the wife of the senator said, "You know what? We need a big white wedding. Everybody loves a wedding." So this is not going to correct course for them. They actually need to put a little bit more meat on the bone in terms of PR and celebrity. So if they try to do that, if they try and like go, surprise, we're having a baby, surprise, we're getting married, I don't think Katy Perry will get pregnant again without having a baby. And I think she's a little long in the tooth to get pregnant, just my opinion, but I'm not sure. I think she's in her 40s now, but I could be wrong. But I think that getting married, having kind of a splashy thing, or really, really exploiting the relationship for people to go, oh, isn't this fun? They're in the flush of love and yah, yah, yah. That only works if you're in your 20s. That only works if You are, cute and young and having a great time. Lauren Santos and Jeff Bezos, God bless them. I hope they're having a great marriage. But the splashiness of that wedding, I understand it was a society thing, but it was a little, we saw with Meghan Markle too, a little old to be wearing all white, even though I wore white at my wedding, but it was because I wanted Greg to actually have a wedding. So it wasn't me pretending, but nonetheless, judge me as you will. I don't care. So I do think using the relationship for improvement of PR is a bad idea. It's not going to work. Don't do it. What keeps things honest and emotionally stable? Vulnerability. But I do think that Justin Trudeau is probably a crier. He is probably one of those sensitive, vulnerable men. Vulnerability and truth about their emotions. Now, in this, I do think that one of them is latching onto the other for professional purposes. That's what I'm going to say. I think that they need to be, and this is partly why they should not get married, eloped, engaged, whatever it is, because I don't think that one of them is actually in it to win it. I think that, the novelty is there. They're having a lot of fun together, high profile, kind of, toasted everywhere they go. If they go out to dinner, people are like, oh, look at that. I'm going to send over a bottle of champagne, send over a bottle of wine, send over my regards. But I think that they need to be really, really careful about investing further in the relationship if their plans don't align. And I think that that's kind of it. I think I don't want to say that they're, not calculating and not strategic, but I think that there's a bit of shine on them because of the notability of both of them. So again, we're not predicting, we are giving advice here. We're saying what they should do, which is a little bit different from saying what they will do. So I do think that this is kind of interesting. Personal year 9 and a personal year 2, when they intersect, key issues are going to be emotional timing, communication, and respecting different needs. So not forcing things, strategic listening, again, active listening. If both people understand the cycle that they're in, this is where it gets important for you guys. If you understand the cycle that you're in and you understand the cycle that the people around you are in, you can navigate some of those pitfalls or shipwrecks or whatever is out there in the water. And I think that is, best forewarned. Psychic readings are great. I can do psychic readings all day long, but with the numerology, you guys have a little bit more of a framework and you kind of understand where you're coming from. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you have any questions, drop them down below. Also, remember, if you want your own magical reading, I have a recorded numerology and tarot reading for the year ahead available in Hypsee. I also have open hours on Hypsee that'll be happening between now and New Year's. And I think today I'm going to take the day off because it's snowing. So I think I'll stay off my schedule today, but I'll be on schedule tomorrow because we're going to be snowed in. We might be getting 8 inches. So exciting stuff. And I do want to watch the end of Breaking Bad. I know you guys have been waiting for me to come back to work, and I appreciate the grace for that. So thank you all. But if you do want to get your own numerology, I need your date of birth, your month, day, and year when you book, so you can put it in there. There is a link in the description of this video and also pinned in the comments for you. You can go and hit up either of my schedulers, and Calendly is still open. So if you're an old client or historic client, founding client, Calendly is still open. You can still go over there and book. I am still testing out Hypsee. And I want to remind anyone who is a Hypsee client that they are giving cash back all the way through the end of the year. So till December 31st, if you book any readings with me, instant or recorded, they do give you cash back as well. So check your account on there because you'll have some cash back. But this is super fun. I'm enjoying the numerology reading. So if you want your own magical year ahead, let me know and we'll talk about it. Otherwise, I will see you in the future.